Welcome to your daily gaming newscast, where I, Skye, will be giving you the latest and most up-to-date news in the gaming world each day on the daily. So let's go and get this started. In today's news, the PlayStation app for Android iOS has been delayed in Europe, but will hit mobile marketplaces ahead of the PlayStation 4 on November 29th for the European release. The app was originally scheduled for release today, but Sony Computer Entertainment Europe blog manager Fred Doughton announced the delay today in a post on the PlayStation blog Europe. And he states, "We previously announced that the PlayStation app would launch today, the 22nd of November. However, we're still making some final tweaks to ensure the experience is butter smooth for you ahead of the PlayStation 4 launch next Friday. The app will now launch next week in plenty of time for the arrival of the PlayStation 4 on the 29th of November. Now, the app was launched November 13th in North America. The app allows smartphone and tablet users to connect to the PlayStation Network to the PlayStation 4. Insomniac Games' Sunset Overdrive is coming in 2014. Insomniac Games' Sunset Overdrive is scheduled for release in 2014, the studio announced today on the game's official Twitter account. The Twitter confirmed Microsoft's indication earlier in the day in an Xbox Wire post that the game would be available next year. Insomniac originally debuted Sunset Overdrive, the CG trailer, at Microsoft E3 2013 press briefing, and it was in the development exclusively for Xbox One. Although Sunset Overdrive's world is brightly colored and it has suffered a catastrophe of some kind, the event has killed most of the people in the area and turned them into mutants. And the player has to deal with those new creatures, in which Sunset Overdrive is an open world shooter, and Insomniac plans to use the Xbox One cloud to analyze players' behavior and deliver regular content updates. The studio confirmed earlier this year that the single-player campaign will also be playable offline. And on another note, Best Buy states that you won't have any trouble finding a PlayStation 4 or Xbox One for the holiday season. For their Vice President of Entertainment, Chris Carter, told Polygon last night. Now, they did also announce that Best Buy will also be holding aggressive trade-in promotions, such as the guaranteed $100 for a functioning Xbox 360 and PS3 as a way to compare against companies like GameStop. While the company has always accepted trade-ins, the previous Gen 4 next-gen trades have become popular since release dates were announced for PlayStation 4 and Xbox One. The reality is people are looking for value, and they're looking for value in the products they already own, Caller said. Clearly, they want to buy a new generation console, but they want the value of the older product that still works. And there is still a market for these products. So if you're looking for some Black Friday shopping, make sure to head up to Best Buy. And in other news, a new video compares Final Fantasy X HD to Final Fantasy X SD. Square Enix has released a new video that compares both openings. Meanwhile, the publisher has announced the limited edition of Final Fantasy X and X2 HD Remastered, which includes the art book showcasing concept art from both games, contemporary from the development teams, and a special message from the Final Fantasy chief himself. In Europe, Square Enix is selling Final Fantasy X and X2 HD Remastered, due out later this year, as a single copy disc bundled for the PlayStation 3. The games will be sold separately on PlayStation Vita. As revealed last week, Final Fantasy X HD and Final Fantasy X-2 HD are supported cross-saves, so you'll be able to share the saves across both the PlayStation 3 and PlayStation Vita versions. Since today was the launch of the Xbox One, there were some problems. Some consumers who bought the Xbox Ones at launch came home to find that their new console's disk drive is busted and that it makes a loud noise when the Blu-ray is inserted, and the sounds don't last long, but it's still enough to make anyone who just got an Xbox One and sat down to play that game they always wanted to play on the launch kinda cringe. A handful of videos portraying the error have been compiled, though there were no ways to knowing how widespread the problem really is. Many people have reached out to Microsoft about this to try to gauge how common the issue is, if the noises are normal or isolated incidents. And this is what Microsoft had to say. We know that the hardware launch of this magnitude, customers will have questions, and we have many avenues for customers to get the answers they need to get back in the game as soon as possible. Rest assured, we plan to take care of our customers. Any customer who believes they are experiencing an issue with their Xbox One should reach out to us. So if any of you guys just got the Xbox One and have any problems or troubles, make sure to contact Xbox support as soon as possible, and they should reassure your needs. And the final announcement of the night goes to, drumroll please, Microsoft. Microsoft has announced just now that the Xbox One has already sold 1 million units around the world. And they quote, "We are humbled and grateful for the excitement of Xbox fans around the world." Seeing thousands of excited fans lined up to get their Xbox One, and their love for gaming has truly a special moment for everyone on the Xbox team. We are working hard to create more Xbox One consoles and look forward to fulfilling holiday gift wishes this season. Now, these sales exceeded Xbox 360's launch, setting a new record for Microsoft's Xbox brand. Now, last week, Sony revealed that its PlayStation 4 has sold about the same, selling 1 million in 24 hours. In the last 24 hours, players have driven 3.6 million miles in Forza Motorsports 5, killed 60 million zombies in Dead Rising 3, pulled off 7.1 million combos in Killer Instinct, and slaughtered 8.5 million Rise of Son of Rome enemies. And that does it for today's episode of Gaming News. I hope you enjoyed. Make sure to like, fave, and follow me on Twitter for more gaming news on the daily.